Alright, Aquarius, it's your turn for your relationship reading for May. Hope you all are doing well. Cards all going crazy. Sorry about that. Alright, doing a little bit different. Alright, first card is your current position, which is the Two of Cups. So this is all about soul connection, soul relationships, but with it being in reverse, I feel like it's maybe this is indicating in some way, because I know some of you, who are single, some of you are in a relationship. I feel like you're having a hard time when it comes to, these soulmate connections. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of feeling like you want to start something new, but maybe you don't have a clear picture of exactly, if it's a good idea. Because I feel like a lot of you're in this kind of period where, whether you're in a relationship or not, where, some of you want to be in a relationship, and then some of you, it's not really in your idea because you really want to focus on you. You want to get, maybe this is an indication for some of you, you can't give a, I've heard this analogy, I could get it quite wrong, but I've heard the analogy, you can't pour into another person if they're not willing to do their part too. So I just feel like be important, or keep in mind when you're giving to others, this could be just people in general, how you're giving your energy. And I feel like right now it's important to focus on you ultimately. If you are feeling depleted when it comes to a soulmate connection, use all that energy on you right now, focusing on you. Even if like you are in a relationship that's committed, you love the person, but you really need to focus on you. I just feel like you need some time to think. You need time to, give back and pour into yourself, if that makes sense. All right, the second card is the Seven of Swords in reverse, which is a challenge. So I feel like when it comes to whatever this applies, whether you're in a relationship or not, or just people in general, you're really understanding what it means to give to yourself. I feel like that was probably the hard truth for some of you. When it comes to relationships, it can be a very tricky place, like when you're looking at this, because it's like you have a heart full of love, you have the compassion to give to another person, but at the same time, sometimes it can be too toxic to give and give and give. And so I feel like some of you have been struggling with this period of time where it's like, if it doesn't work out, if something doesn't work out right just the way you want it, it's toxic. It's out of your ball. You're done. But I just feel like, you've got to be careful where your energy is going. Most importantly, if that's what you feel like you got to do, you got to do. But I feel like it can be a challenge when it comes to relationships because you guys are very giving people. But if in some way it's toxic, that's a really hard place to be in, especially when it comes to soulmate connections. So it's really up to you how you handle the relationship aspect and how you view relationship. I feel like a lot of you come into a better understanding of what you're giving to. Are the other person willing to do the same for you as you're willing to do for them, per se? And then the fourth card, or the third card, is your Strength, which is in reverse. So not to take action, I feel like, for some of you. But I feel like, when it comes to soulmate connections that are toxic, when things about moving forward, I feel like there's no suggestion to move on forward on those things. I feel like you really have to, ultimately go within. you ultimately have to, you know, make up your mind on what you're going to do when it comes to, you know, these strong connections or these toxic relationships. If you're going to allow these people into your life or into your circle, to move forward on your passions. And I feel like that's what you're having a hard time, you know. I feel like you can give so much, but when it comes to your passions, I feel like that's where you need to start focusing more on. And, you know, other things would take care of itself. It's just you got to balance it out. And then the fourth card is the past influence. So I feel like you had to move, you had to get out of a situation that made you feel stuck. This could be something you're still looking at. Some of you had to leave a situation that was toxic because it got you feeling like there was no way moving. And so I feel like in a past situation, you know, it was gonna maybe, I don't know why this thought come to me, like burn a hole in your wallet. I don't know, maybe you didn't have the resources or the income to keep this going, and or maybe there was a lack of some kind when it comes to communication with this person, and you built, you know, boundaries, and maybe they crossed those boundaries. And I'm not all about boundaries, but that's what I'm getting with this card. Maybe you needed, it taught you, this toxicity taught you, you know, you need to set as best things in your life, what you're okay with and what you're not okay with in relationships when it comes to soulmate, especially the strong connection ones. And then the future influence is the Six of Pentacles. So that's all about giving and receiving. I feel like with it being in reverse, you are choosing right now, just for right now, maybe until things get better with your finances and things, you're choosing not to, you know, accept nothing but your best. I feel like, you know, and some of you have been in a relationship for some time, maybe you felt like you were overgiving too much. Maybe if you're not in a relationship, maybe there was something lacking in the relationship you're looking for. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling for that. And then the outcome is a Hermit. So what can we do with all this? And I feel like the outcome, what we can do, which is a Virgo card, you really have to maybe get alone. Really use the Hermit energy to really find out your answers on how you want to move forward when it comes to, you know, these strong connections, these soulmates. But I feel like it's got you into this place of feeling stuck, stagnation, you can't move forward because when it comes to giving and sharing, maybe there's just an imbalance when it came to toxicity from a soulmate connection or people or situations where you wanted to get out of this situation. And so, you know, the outcome is to Hermit, to really ground yourself into your belief system, to really go after your passions. And I feel like maybe that was on the back burner. You know, you're giving so much time and energy into something that you love, possibly, or you were giving so much to this person that was toxic and you couldn't move forward. So you broke out of it and you're doing, you know, what you feel is best. And I feel like that's the indication. So I hope that resonates to one of you out there. And if it doesn't, I'm really sorry. I just felt like those were the cards for it. Anyways, bye-bye.